Alright, hello everyone, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at React. So React is a JavaScript framework for building user interfaces. It was developed back in 2011 by a software engineer at Facebook, and it is still currently used in website development today. React is very powerful because of its component-based structure. These components are reusable, meaning you're able to create one once and use it anywhere in your project. This is done using JSX, which looks similar to HTML tags if you've used HTML before, except one major difference. JSX components should always start with a capital letter. We're going to take a look at the setup process for React, and then we're going to create a basic React application. So in order to get started, you're going to want to head over to nodejs.org. And then you can either download the long-term support or the current version. I already have it, so it's not going to do anything for me, but just go ahead and run through the setup process really quick. So we have Node installed, and in order to create a React app, you're going to want to run npx create React app, and then the name of the directory. So for this, we're just going to do example app 1, and then wait for the setup to complete. It usually takes a couple seconds. So the setup is finished now, so all we have to do is switch directories into example app and then run npm start, and it'll open it up in your default web browser. And here it is. This is the basic React template site they give you. So you've got the React logo and then some basic instructions telling you to go to the app.js and make some changes. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so over in Visual Studio Code, you can see you've got the source file and also the public, or I'm sorry, directory. And you've got the icon, the index HTML with some links, some meta information, and you have the title. So we're just going to switch that to our React app. And you've got this div with an ID of root. So down here in the index.js, you've got this render method provided by the React DOM. And what that does is it takes the app the app component provided by app.js, the default export, and it renders that inside of the document root with that ID that I just showed you. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and make a couple changes. And you can do whatever you want. I'm just doing a couple quick changes for an example. All right, and here it is. You can see the changes right there. Bam, look at that. All right, so now we're gonna make a custom component really quick. And it's usually best practice to store that in a components folder. And also you want to start your component files with a capital letter. So we're just going to create one that's titled large text JS. So we need to import React from React. And we're just creating a functional component right now. And we're going to want to pass some props down to this component. And what props are is it's basically a way to render dynamic content passed down from the parent that renders this component. And in order to do that, we have to pass props as an argument. So right here, we can just put props, and then we haven't created this yet, but we're just going to put input text. That's the name. That will be the name of the prop that we pass down. And if we go over to app.js, we can import large text from components and come down here. And you can set your components up like this to render whatever is inside here. But right now we're just going to create a self-closing tag, which if you're familiar with HTML, you'll be familiar with these tags right here. So now we're going to pass down a prop, and the name of it was input text. So we're going to set that equal to and then we're just going to make one more and save it. Oh, I didn't export the component. Export default. And you want to export this as the default because you can have multiple exports in a file. And there we go, no errors. So we should be able to see this in the browser. And there we go, it's here. And look at that. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. So you can see the reusability of these components. You basically just create one once and you can pretty much use it wherever depending on the circumstances.